Are you overwhelmed by the vast sea of twin flame information and unsure what truly resonates? In today's video, we'll explore what I call the ultimate twin flame teaching, the foundational truth often hidden beneath commonly used terms. I cracked the code through a process akin to digital archaeology, meticulously sifting through layers of conflicting and surface-level content to find genuine insights. The twin flame journey, like any deep pursuit, requires discerning exploration. The online space is filled with varied teachings, from superficial to profound, making it vital to seek beyond the noise for the true essence. Remember, this path isn't just romanticized highs and lows. It's about profound soul growth and alignment. To grasp this, approach with an open mind and a discerning heart, ready to challenge popular beliefs and discover deepers. This video will guide you to see that twin flame teachings are about more than finding someone. They're about rediscovering yourself and aligning with your soul's path. Whether you're new or seasoned in this journey, keep digging, questioning, and seeking. True insights lie beneath the surface, waiting for those who are willing to look beyond the ordinary. Let's begin. Number 1. The Twin Flame Journey, Discovering the Core Teachings. The Twin Flame Journey is a profound spiritual path that requires discernment to truly understand. My exploration has shown that the essence of this journey lies beneath countless interpretations and information layers. It's akin to being a digital archaeologist, sifting through abundant content to uncover hidden truths. If you've conducted deep online research, be it on finance, health, or other complex subjects, this metaphor will feel familiar. The process often involves navigating both insightful and misleading information. Most contributors aren't trying to mislead. They share what they know, as we all do. Still, a small fraction, less than 1%, may present less sincere perspectives. The majority are genuinely seeking knowledge and sharing insights. Imagine this as an archaeological dig over a vast site where ancient relics lie buried beneath layers of earth. Most of the effort, around 98%, involves clearing dirt to find the valuable 2%, the artifacts and treasures that reveal the true story. Researching twin flames works similarly. It requires sifting through incomplete or inaccurate information to reach core truths. While most participants in these conversations are sincere, only the dedicated seeker can uncover that critical 2% that brings clarity. So, what is in that essential 2%? For followers of my channel, some of this will sound familiar, but it's worth revisiting. The origins and meanings of twin flame terms are key to making the journey clearer. Just as archaeologists piece together the story of an ancient civilization, understanding the roots of twin flame terminology can illuminate why the journey unfolds as it does and how to approach it. At its core, the twin flame journey is an awakening, a foundational step into spiritualism. This has been highlighted on my channel, but it's important to remember that answers often lie in plain sight. Like revealing an archaeological site after removing layers of earth, truths emerge when we know where to look and interpret them effectively. Common twin flame concepts such as separation, union, detachment, and divine feminine and divine masculine are familiar but not always fully understood. True understanding requires looking beyond the surface. Why does separation occur? What does union mean in the context of twin flames? How can one practice true detachment? These terms are more than jargon. They represent stages of profound spiritual growth. The twin flame journey goes beyond a romantic quest. It's about awakening to our deeper selves, transcending ego-driven desires, and reaching higher self-understanding. Terms like separation and union symbolize stages in this process. Separation isn't a failure. It's a phase of growth, pushing us to face our shadows, release attachments, and become more authentic. Union transcends physical or romantic connection. It represents aligning with our soul and integrating our dual nature. Detachment isn't about giving up love, but about moving beyond the need for external validation. Divine feminine and divine masculine represent energies within us, conscious and subconscious, active and receptive, that shape the twin flame dynamic. In essence, the twin flame journey is designed for spiritual evolution. It's about uncovering who we truly are. The teachings and truths have been there all along, waiting for us to interpret them. Like an archaeologist assembling the story of an ancient people, we can finally see the complete picture when we move past the noise and doubt. This reveals the true narrative of our journey, one that has been waiting for us to discover and understand. If you've found clarity on what the twin flame journey truly means, I invite you to share your experience with us. Your insights and reflections are what make our community thrive. Did this explanation help you grasp the deeper nature of twin flames? Leave a comment below with a simple yes if it resonated with you, or no if you're still seeking more understanding. Your response matters, as it helps us continue exploring and supporting each other on this profound path. Number 2, the role of an internet archaeologist in uncovering twin flame truths. The idea of an internet archaeologist perfectly captures the quest to understand twin flames. The teachings we seek often lie buried beneath layers of misinterpretation and speculation, waiting to be unearthed and pieced together into a coherent narrative. This journey reveals that all the wisdom we need is already available. It's ancient knowledge shared long before the digital age. Our task isn't to create something new, but to rediscover and interpret these teachings in a modern context. Consider the work of an archaeologist, carefully digging through layers to uncover artifacts of an ancient civilization. Most of their effort, 98%, goes into clearing debris, while the remaining 2% reveals the true treasures, ruins, tools, and relics that tell a story. Researching twin flames on the internet is similar. Amid the vast sea of content, much of it incomplete or misleading, the real insight is found in a small fraction that holds genuine value. The twin flame community offers a wide range of content, from profound to trivial. While most creators share their knowledge sincerely, the deeper meaning of this journey can get lost. The key is to examine the terminology, understand its origins, and use that understanding as a guide. Like archaeologists who reconstruct history from artifacts, we must piece together the narrative that clarifies why things are as they are. A fitting example is Heinrich Schliemann, a German archaeologist who believed in the tales of Homer, which many dismissed as myths. Schliemann's determination led him to discover the ruins of Troy, proving there was truth behind the stories. His success wasn't due to extraordinary talent, but to his courage to follow overlooked clues and trust his intuition. My journey as an internet archaeologist involved sifting through countless articles, videos, and teachings, sorting sincere insights from misconceptions to uncover the truth. I learned to see past the noise and find the deeper meanings embedded in the language of the twin flame community. At its core, the twin flame journey is a profound spiritual awakening. Words like separation, union, detachment, divine feminine, and divine masculine aren't just poetic phrases, but represent the process of soul alignment and growth. This journey is less about connecting with another person and more about reconnecting with oneself and understanding the soul's path through duality and unity. What does this mean for those on the path? It means looking beyond surface interpretations. The answers are there, hidden under layers of misunderstanding. The internet, like an archaeological site, is full of information, but only a small portion leads to genuine understanding. we must be willing to question the roots of twin flame concepts and explore their true meanings, much like Schliemann did with his discoveries. For those on this journey, keep searching. Examine the concepts in the twin flame community, trace their origins, and uncover their deeper significance. This path is about more than seeking union with another. It's about finding union within yourself. Understanding this is key to navigating the twin flame journey with wisdom. Like uncovering ancient stories, we can reveal the profound truths beneath the layers of doubt and noise, illuminating the essence of our spiritual journey. Number 3. The Internet and the ancient truths of twin flames. The journey of twin flames has captured significant attention on the Internet. The twin flame journey has become widely discussed on the Internet, with terms like separation, union, detaching, divine masculine, DM, and divine feminine, DF, now part of common vocabulary. However, these concepts reflect an understanding that predates the digital age. Just as Homer preserved the essence of ancient Troy in his epics, the principles of twin flames were grasped long before the Internet became a platform for shared ideas. Heinrich Schliemann's discovery of Troy, based on Homer's writings despite skepticism from his peers, is a fitting parallel. Similarly, the twin flame terminology implies an ancient awareness chosen purposefully. Decades before the Internet, back in the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s, people were already aware of these spiritual truths. This is not a modern creation, but a rediscovery of long-held wisdom. Terms like separation and union carry depth, not used lightly, but reflecting significant spiritual stages. With the rise of the Internet, however, the essence of these teachings became clouded. Like archaeologists digging through modern debris over ancient ruins, seekers must sift through content that sometimes distorts the original teachings. Misinterpretations have only increased, reducing twin flames to romanticized notions and masking their true spiritual depth. Despite the confusion, the core meanings of separation, union, and detachment remain clear and rooted in ancient Zen and spiritual teachings. These stages signify inner growth and self-realization rather than physical states. Separation is not just a breakup, but a time for releasing egoic attachments and aligning with the soul. Union means connecting with the higher self and achieving internal balance. Detachment signifies independence from external validation. The early, romanticized, bubble love phase of the twin flame journey often misleads people into viewing it as just another soulmate relationship. This has led to the blending of authentic teachings with personal interpretations, encouraging practices like chakra clearing and inner child healing. While valuable, these practices are not the core of the twin flame journey. The essence of the journey is recognizing separation, union, and detachment as milestones of deep spiritual growth, rooted in teachings that transcend ego and promote alignment with the soul. These truths were known long before the Internet popularized the twin flame idea. Today, amid the noise of the Internet, these timeless teachings are still present, waiting to be rediscovered. Like Schliemann's search for Troy, finding these truths requires looking beyond the surface and trusting that they have always been there, ready to be understood. Number 4. Understanding separation and unity. Consciousness in twin flames. The twin flame journey often involves terms like separation, union, and detaching, yet these concepts are not inherently twin flame specific. They are rooted in ancient Zen spiritual practices that predate modern interpretations and help us grasp the deeper essence of this journey. To uncover the true origins of these terms, try searching for them in YouTube's incognito mode. This approach, free of personalized viewing biases, reveals that separation consciousness unity consciousness, and Zen detaching belong to broader spiritual teachings rather than strictly to twin flames. As of early 2023, few twin flame-focused results appear in such searches, underscoring that these ideas were integrated over time into the twin flame dialogue, often blurring their original meanings. 1. Separation consciousness. This refers to a dualistic mindset driven by contrasts, love and fear, past and future, yin and yang. It fuels the ego, creating feelings of longing and incompleteness, perpetuating a belief that fulfillment comes from external sources, such as a twin flame. This state often leads to cycles of longing and validation. Seeking. 2. Unity consciousness. In contrast, unity consciousness transcends duality and represents the soul's pure awareness. It recognizes that separation is an illusion, fostering a realization of inherent wholeness. In this state, individuals understand they are more than their thoughts or emotions. They are the observer. This awareness quiets the mind and diminishes the ego's grip. 3. Detaching. True detachment involves letting go of external validation and expectations. It's not about giving up, but surrendering to the natural flow. When rooted in unity consciousness, detachment transforms the journey from pain to peace. One aligns with their soul, embracing life without resistance, shifting from longing to fulfillment. Understanding these concepts changes the twin flame dynamic. The twin flame is no longer seen as a separate source of pain, but as a reflection of one's inner state. The soul orchestrates the twin flame experience not for romance, but for awakening. As one moves from separation to unity consciousness, the push-pull dynamic fades, external validation loses importance, and peace prevails. Ironically, when true detachment is achieved, the twin flame often returns, not through control, but as a natural outcome of inner transformation. These terms, separation, union, and detaching, originate from timeless spiritual teachings. They invite us to move past romanticized ideals to understand the profound journey of being whole within ourselves. The twin flame experience echoes this ancient truth. We are complete as we are. It is a call to rediscover and embody this truth, guided by wisdom that has existed for centuries. If you find yourself navigating the twin flame journey, remember that true growth comes from shifting your focus inward. Instead of seeing separation as merely a painful phase, recognize it as an opportunity for deep personal transformation. Cultivate unity consciousness by embracing moments of stillness, meditation, or mindful awareness to reconnect with your true self beyond the mind's duality. Practice detaching not as an act of giving up, but as an act of surrendering to the flow of life without expectation. This allows you to release the grip of the ego, dissolve longing, and find inner peace. By anchoring yourself in this awareness, you transform your journey from one of external seeking to one of self-discovery and fulfillment. Remember, your twin flame experience isn't solely about finding completion in another. It's about realizing the wholeness that has always been within you. Number 5. Exploring non-duality and the mind's contrast. Non-duality lies at the heart of true spiritual understanding, moving beyond the mind's habitual patterns of duality. In non-duality, concepts like up or down, good or bad, cease to exist. It simply is. This state of pure being, the source of all existence, echoes in spiritual teachings like being one with everything, or the yin-yang symbol, representing unity within duality. To grasp non-duality, we must recognize the mind's inherent contrast. This contrast is crucial for self-realization, as it allows us to see our true nature as pure consciousness. Genuine spiritual teachings emphasize moving beyond surface-level New Age ideas, such as astrology and healing practices, to focus on consciousness at the core of spiritualism. The mind naturally functions in duality, viewing everything through opposites, up and down, light and dark, good and bad. Our thoughts and emotions shape this dual structure, constructing the narrative of our reality. Judgments and preferences arise. I feel good or bad, I like or dislike, forming a continuous mental storyline. The mind thrives on creating contrast and structure. For instance, light is known only because darkness exists, and happiness is appreciated after sadness. However, true spiritual insight transcends these opposites and exists in non-duality, beyond the mind's judgments. Non-duality is not an emotion or experience. It is pure awareness, observing without attachment or division. It embodies the state of isness, where there is no separation between observer and observed. Spiritual traditions aim to help us recognize that while the mind's activities are transient, our true self is the ever-present awareness behind them. Understanding non-duality involves seeing how the mind constructs its narratives. When we observe this duality, we realize we are not the thoughts themselves, but the space in which they arise. We become conscious of the mind's dance of opposites without identifying with it. Non-duality acknowledges duality's existence, but embraces it within the greater whole of awareness, revealing an unchanging, silent presence beneath all mental constructs. This realization brings profound peace, freeing us from the mind's constant cycle of seeking and avoiding. Spiritual awakening is not about accumulating more practices, but about seeing through them to recognize the observing presence. In this state of non-duality, we discover that we are already whole. Embracing non-duality helps us shift from seeking external validation to realizing our completeness. The soul, as consciousness, exists beyond the mind's dualities. This understanding transforms how we approach life and spiritual growth, allowing us to experience life from a space of pure, unfragmented presence. Ultimately, while the mind operates within duality, creating judgments and preferences, non-duality transcends this. It is the essence of consciousness, holding space for contrasts without being limited by them. Realizing this brings profound peace and a deeper connection to our source, revealing that everything we seek is already within us. Number 6, understanding the ego, the separate self. The ego, or personality, develops over a lifetime as an identity formed by beliefs, thoughts, experiences, and memories. It's neither inherently good nor bad, it simply exists. The ego serves a purpose, helping us navigate life and build a sense of self. Even spiritually aware individuals like Eckhart Tolle and Rupert Spira acknowledge that the ego persists to some extent, even after awakening. Often misunderstood and criticized, the ego is seen as the root of suffering and negativity, leading many to believe it must be destroyed. This oversimplifies its role. The ego isn't an enemy. It's an aspect of the mind that becomes problematic only when it dominates our identity, making us believe we are solely our stories. Ironically, condemning the ego as bad is itself an act of the ego, seeking control and maintaining duality. The ego forms our self-concept. It tells us, I am a parent, a doctor, a teacher. It's made up of our preferences, opinions, and memories, shaping how we react and relate to the world. Known as the separate self, the ego isn't our true essence, but a collection of mental patterns. Spira describes it as the part that experiences separateness, while Tolle calls it the mind-made identity tied to past and future, rarely present. The ego thrives on stories about who we are, driven by comparisons and judgments. Problems arise when we identify with it fully, believing our worth is tied to roles or past achievements. Our true essence, however, is the soul, pure consciousness, existing in non-duality. While the ego relies on contrasts like good versus bad, or love versus fear, the soul is the awareness that observes the mind without judgment. Recognizing this dynamic is crucial for spiritual growth. When understood, the ego can serve the soul rather than rule it. We can use it to navigate life without being trapped by it. Realizing we have an ego but are not the ego allows us to identify as the consciousness behind it, observing its patterns without attachment. Self-realization begins when we observe the ego's stories. I am not enough. I need validation. I am my past. By becoming aware of these narratives, we recognize that we are the observer, not the stories themselves. This marks the start of non-dual awareness, where the ego's dualistic tendencies fade and life is seen as a unified whole. The ego doesn't disappear, but becomes quieter, transparent, and less controlling. Trying to suppress the ego often reinforces it. Instead, accepting and understanding its role allows us to use it effectively. When we stop resisting and see the ego as a tool, it loses its power. We begin to live from the soul's awareness, using the ego as an instrument, not an identity. Spiritual growth involves integrating this realization into daily life. We act from the stillness of the soul while using the ego to interact with the world. This balance helps us face life's challenges gracefully, understanding that our true self is the unchanging consciousness behind all experiences. Here, the ego becomes a servant of the soul, contributing to life without dominating it, guided by the wisdom of non-duality. Number 7. Transcending ego and embracing the true spiritual journey. One of the greatest challenges on the spiritual path, including the twin flame journey, is moving beyond the illusion of separateness, thinking of others as separate from ourselves. This stems from the mind's dualistic nature, driven by ego and personality. As long as your sense of self is rooted in the ego, it's difficult to break free from the notion of separation. Navigating union through intellectual understanding alone won't lead to true realization. To experience unity, you must transcend the ego's perception of me versus them. The twin flame journey invites us to move beyond dualistic thinking and into unity consciousness, a concept echoed in Zen and other spiritual teachings. This isn't a modern idea. It reflects a timeless spiritual truth, part of ancient teachings from traditions like Zen, Buddhism, and figures such as Jesus and Krishna. My coaching program refers to this path as the true spiritual journey, not as an invention, but as a continuation of these teachings. Why is this journey important? It embodies true spiritual awakening, beyond superficial aspects of twin flame dynamics like longing or chasing. It's about transcending the ego and recognizing yourself as consciousness, one with your twin flame and the universe. The ego thrives on separation, defining identity through labels like mother, lawyer, or friend, and clinging to preferences. While the ego isn't negative, it becomes limiting when it monopolizes our identity, convincing us that we need something external for wholeness. Ironically, even judging the ego as bad is an egoic act. To overcome this, embrace unity consciousness, the realization that there is no other. You and your twin flame share the same soul. This awareness shifts everything, removing the need for external validation or signs. You come to understand that union is an inherent part of you. Unity consciousness transcends duality, embodying the oneness behind yin and yang. Zen and other teachings guide us beyond ego and mind to experience pure awareness. In this state, you realize that you and your twin flame are one being, expressed in two forms. A common question is how to reconcile the mind's duality with the truth of oneness. While the mind operates in duality, consciousness transcends it. You are the awareness, observing the mind, not confined by it. The twin flame journey calls you to awaken to this truth, that you are not just navigating relationships, but are the consciousness witnessing these experiences. Shift your focus from the ego's narrative to unity, awareness. Observe your thoughts without identifying with them. Recognize that feelings of longing or fear are the ego's reinforcement of separation. By seeing these patterns for what they are, you experience yourself as the unchanging awareness behind them, where true peace resides. This shift often leads to natural changes in your twin flame dynamic, as inner unity is reflected externally. Ultimately, this journey is universal, not just about twin flames. By aligning with inner unity, you realize that you and your twin flame are one, transcending duality and embodying the profound truth of oneness. Number 8. Moving beyond the ego, the path to unity consciousness. A significant challenge on the spiritual journey, particularly on the twin flame path, is moving beyond the mindset of they and other. This sense of separation is rooted in the mind and ego, shaping how we see ourselves in relation to the world. When the ego dominates your sense of identity, you unconsciously perceive others as separate. This isn't deliberate. It's simply how the mind works. Relying solely on the mind to understand unity keeps you at a surface level. The mind is inherently dualistic, creating me versus them dynamics. Transcending this requires stepping beyond the ego and embracing unity consciousness, a state of being that sees no division. The twin flame journey reflects the broader spiritual path, not just a relationship dynamic. It invites us to transcend the ego and align with non-dual awareness. In my twin flame coaching program, called the True Spiritual Journey, we emphasize this core path, echoing the teachings of Zen and other spiritual traditions. Why focus on the true spiritual journey? Because it embodies unity consciousness, going beyond the romanticized ideas often discussed in twin flame circles. It's about moving past the ego that thrives on defining roles, achievements, and narratives, which reinforce separation. Stepping away from ego-driven thinking shifts perception from "I am here and they are over there" to realizing you and your twin flame are one, sharing the same soul. The illusion of separation is a product of the ego's duality-focused nature. The ego creates identity through labels. I am a teacher, I am successful, or I am struggling. These labels foster separation from others and your true self. When the ego dominates, it leads to cycles of longing, fear, and attachment, especially in deep relationships like twin flames. The way forward involves practices rooted in Zen and ancient teachings, encouraging you to step beyond the mind into pure awareness. In this space, duality dissolves, revealing unity. You and your twin flame are not just connected, you are each other at a soul level. This realization aligns with spiritual teachings on oneness. The yin-yang symbolizes duality within a unified whole. While spiritual discussions mention both duality and unity, true understanding comes when you see beyond the mind's duality to the soul's oneness. The twin flame journey isn't about finding external union, but realizing the internal union that already exists. When you shift from separation to unity consciousness, you stop seeking external validation. Instead, you experience the deep knowing that you and your twin flame are one. This shift isn't from thought, but from being, from the awareness beyond thought. Unity consciousness isn't unique to twin flames. It's at the heart of the spiritual journey. Teachers like Buddha, Jesus, and Krishna pointed to this eternal truth. They showed that the ego and mind, while practical, aren't your true essence. Your essence is still present, unified consciousness. To embody this, observe your thoughts as products of the mind. Notice when the ego reinforces separation. They are distant. I need them to complete me. Recognize these as ego patterns. When you observe without attachment, you see that the observer, the true I, is consciousness itself. The path to unity consciousness is transcending the ego's duality and realizing the ever-present awareness you are. Unity isn't something to achieve, but to recognize as always existing. This understanding brings peace and shows that you and your twin flame are one soul, experiencing life through different expressions. This is the essence of the spiritual journey, shifting from ego to soul, from separation to unity. It's transformative for the twin flame path and all aspects of spiritual growth, revealing that everything you need is already within you and dissolving the illusion of separation into the truth of oneness. We have finished today's video on the twin flame journey and its profound connection to unity consciousness. Remember, this path is not just about seeking an external union, but about rediscovering your true self, consciousness, presence, and unity. Our journey is to move beyond the ego's limitations and embrace the realization that you are already whole and complete. Take this message to heart. Allow it to guide you toward transcending the separation and finding peace in the oneness that already exists within. As we close, we encourage you to share your feelings and insights from today's video. Leave a comment below with "I can" to affirm your readiness to embrace your spiritual journey and unity consciousness. Your reflections not only inspire others, but help create a supportive community where we grow together. Don't forget to like this video and support our channel by subscribing. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you meaningful content. Thank you for being here, and remember, the journey to unity starts from within.